The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to TVWAN News. I'm Rex Lita. In this edition, education reform model clarified, quality teachers needed, and Hekari down in match 1. As of today, teachers in the nation's capital remain uncertain about where they will be teaching, despite schools officially resumed today. Teaching Service Commission is calling this continued failure uncalled for and deeply disturbing.
The Education Department has reaffirmed that national examinations in Papua New Guinea will not be removed, despite ongoing changes to the school structure under the 166 education reform. Speaking during a media conference at Wulupindi House on Friday, Education Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra confirmed that while exams remain, the government is pacing out the selection points at grade 8 and 10, a move aimed at keeping more children in school until grade 12.
We are not removing assessment of learning, we're not removing tests, we're not removing any national exam. We are saying that, the government is saying, the Department of Education is saying that we are removing the selection system, a system where we take young children off the education system, a dropout system at grade 8, a dropout system at grade 10. That's the system that we are saying that we have to do away with, so that every child goes from prep and goes all the way and completes grade.
Dr. Kombra says the reform shifts PNG structure from the old 364 model to a 166 system, ensuring that all students complete 13 years of schooling before graduating. He said early exits at grade 8 and 10 were unfair, and many grade 8 leavers just 13 years old turned to be on their own. Although not every province is ready to take in all grade 8 students, 6 provinces, Enga, Western Island, Jiwaka, Eastern Islands, Western Province, and New Island, have confirmed readiness to implement the reform. The department says vocational schools and food centers will help students in areas lacking classroom space.
Every child must complete 13 years of education. That's the policy of government now, that the minimum qualification of every child in Papua New Guinea must be a grade 12 certificate.
The Education Department says it will continue supporting provinces as they transition to the 166 system and is calling on the media to help spread accurate information as the reform rolls out nationwide. Joanna Pile, TV1 News.
As of today, teachers in the nation's capital remain uncertain about where they will be teaching, despite schools officially resumed today. Teaching Service Commission is calling this continued failure uncalled for and deeply disturbing.
The 2026 school academic year resumes today. However, teachers in the nation's capital have not been posted to schools yet. Teaching Service Commission Acting Chairman Maini Ugaya said the continued failure to deliver teachers' postings for the National Capital District ahead of the 2026 school year is uncalled for and deeply disturbing. A video supplied to this newsroom today shows teachers calling the NCD education officers incompetent.
It shows that none of you have leadership class. You are only competent people running the office. You see, people are working. Mr. I want to go back to Gero. I am not going to college. Put me back to Gero. Get your pen and paper, write my name on Gero. Give me an appointment to go back there. I want my appointment. You asking for changing, you are changing people around. Forget about your stupid substantive ineligibility. They don't do the job. The person does. And the Teaching Service Act, when you believe in someone, you can pick up regardless of those situations. Really make the head people, no one still knows nothing without knowing it and depending on the way.
Ugaya said the responsibility for this lapse is with the NCD Education Board and officers directly responsible for this incompetence, and is calling on the Secretary for Education, Dr. Uke Kombra, to take immediate disciplinary action against the board. He said it is particularly disappointing given that the TSC delivered the Confirmation Gazette for 2026 in early December 2025. He called on all tenure holders for 2025 and 2026 to immediately take up their confirmed tenure positions. Jasmine Erujak, TVWAN News.
Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa was impressed with the academic performance of the first batch of Madang students selected through the flexible open distance education program to study in India last year. As a result, he announced that his office will be paving way for another batch around July this year. Governor Pariwa said Madang is the first province in the country to send students selected from Ford to study in India. The students were selected from the 6 districts in the province. He also confirmed that he will continue to support Sir Peter Butter Tertiary Education Scholarship Program as well as the Ford Scholarship for 2026 academic year. This is TV1 News. After the break, Lays Road Traffic Authority boosted and PNGFA annual dedication service held today.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but met it in. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
Long year 2024, 7th baby I born one time HIV. HIV I can go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama I get HIV, long time long karen baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol Yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bell mama clinic, na kiss him antenatal check. Time Yumi pan him sick HIV area, or time bell mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV I go long baby. This lutok sawe I come long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Meet UmiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, UmiPay makes every payment simple. UmiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
It's not just a sport, it's a way of life.
Really good with ball in hand and will score under the post.
Charging down the field, some by Maka. How about that for defending? McCarthy Black takes them all on the outside, and he's gotten away initially.
And now Faith Nathan slices between the New Zealand defenders.
And they're almost away, they are, PG. They're going to get the opener in the second half. One line break is enough. They live and breathe this game.
He's just breathing. He's not living. And maybe you are also in the same condition. Only lucky ones get love.
I'm in love with Noor.
Nothing happened between them, son. Soya is yours, Aditya. Only yours.
It was my fault, Adi. Pooja and Yash died because of me.
Welcome back. A new vehicle has been presented to the Leh Road Traffic Authority in an effort to boost the operations of the Land Transport Regulator. RTA is starting its cleanup exercise beginning with Leh.
Road Traffic Authority Enforcement Unit Manager Max Umbu and Executive Officer Joseph Pundu officially handed over the vehicle to RTA Leh office staff on Friday, January the 16th, 2026, on behalf of Acting Chief Officer John Avira. Leh was prioritized by virtue of its location as the economic gateway of the Okuk Highway to Eastern Highlands, Simbu, Jiwaka, Western Highlands, Enga, Southern Highlands, and Hela, as well as the Northern Leh Madang Ramu Highway. Umbu, who led the RTA Police Joint Christmas New Year Yumi Cleaning Mosby operations, said the RTA traffic enforcement officers, aided by police, issued 1,006 traffic infringement notices and arrested 12 traffic offenders in the 22-day operation from the 13th of December to the 4th of January 2026. He said these are the kind of results that are achievable with adequate resourcing and support with RTA. Under CEO Avira's leadership, with oversight from the RTA board led by Chairman Dominic Kaumu, are committed to providing. Executive Officer Pundu said the senior management team are working on overall capacity in human resources and long-standing concerns around operational costs and assets management. These benefits in resource savings and reprioritization will cascade to achieve similar results in other regional centers and expand to provinces. Reiterating Avira's New Year message, he added that RTA wants to bring renewed energy, clarity of purpose, and operational excellence across all RTA teams, beginning with Leh. CEO Avira, in his written message to Leh staff, had said, "We have made a conscious decision endorsed by the board to address long-standing concerns around operational costs and asset management. These concerns were not taken lightly. They reflect a collective desire to build a leaner, more responsive and accountable organization. Leh is now the focus of RTA after a phased reduction of operational vehicles was conducted in Port Moresby." Jasmine Rajak, TVWAN News.
What was supposed to be polling for day open electorate in Western Highlands Province today has now been deferred to Wednesday, 21st of January 2026. This is due to rising security concerns in the electorate, which requires careful collaboration with key stakeholders to ensure a successful by-election. The PNG Electoral Commission staff and polling officers on the ground worked on Sunday to complete the training and address remaining issues for polling this Wednesday. Meanwhile, preparations for New Ireland provincial by-election are on schedule and have begun polling today. Today's polling will include the photo roll exercise in Caving Urban LLG. This exercise aims to confirm voter identity and capture NID numbers. PNG Electoral Commissioner Acting Commissioner Margaret Vagi appealed again to all candidates and supporters to uphold the rule of law and treat this by-election as an opportunity to elect their member. PNG Forestry Authority held its annual dedication service today at the PNG FA headquarters. The service was conducted by Captain Henry Otio from the HMPNG Basilic.
Through the years, the PNG Forest Authority Office had held prayers and devotion at the beginning of the year, never a full-fledged dedication service as such. Thus, starting with a singing ministry was a real blessing, welcomed by all staff and management. The PNG Forest Authority staff were not present at the recent public service annual dedication service earlier this month, so this was a fitting event for them. The main speaker for the dedication service was Captain Henry Otio, the chaplain from the HMPNGS Basilic. Pastor Otio shared a hopeful message based on Isaiah 43 verse 19 before the launching of the PNG Forest Authority's annual operation plan. It states, "I am about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" He connected the scriptures to the theme of the year, which was Reset, Recommit, dedicated for a new beginning in PNG Forestry.
The whole chapter Isaiah 43 was spoken to Israel in exile, a nation that had lost land, lost identity, lost moral direction. They were a people whose past had become a burden. Yet God does something surprising. Instead of first rebuking them, he says, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past." And by looking at verse 18, this is not amnesia, it is release. The problem of the past, Israel's past, included former victories. I'm supposed to clear a story of Israel recorded in scripture. Former victories include this big one, the Red Sea, time will cross here. Former deliverances, there were countless. Former blessings. But even good history can become an obstacle when it prevents obedience to present responsibility.
Minister for Forestry Salio Waipo and Acting Managing Director John Mosoro were not present at the event.
Reset our ways of doing things according to the way God wants us to do. And to dedicate ourselves at this divine timing, where it's the beginning of 2026. As the theme says, is the same that was used in 2026 National Dedication Service, where our Honorable Prime Minister James Marape, the Public Service Minister Josungi, Chief Secretary haven't formally addressed the public servants last week. Today is your opportunity to acknowledge God. For those that were not able to make it, that's your opportunity to recommit yourself, myself. It has to start with us, so that the nation can change through forestry sector.
The peak of the occasion was the dedication of the PNG Forest Authority's annual operation plan by Captain Henry Otio, and then he handed it over to the Acting Chief Operating Officer, Jim Menge, for launching. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
In finance news, the Kina closed lower at $0.2343 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2268, $0.3369 Australian dollars, 0.1877 euro, and 35.53 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher, except coffee and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. Stay tuned, we'll have news making headlines overseas when we return.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Long year 2024, 7 pla baby i born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long tripla rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long karim baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic na kisim antenatal check. Time yumi panim sick HIV ariap o time bel mama i positive penis, early treatment ikan save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV ego long baby. This lutok sawa ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Always on WhatsApp? Then this is your style of banking with TISA. Check your account balance or even chat with a TISA Bank agent. Get started today by following these simple steps. 1. Save TISA Bank's official WhatsApp number in your phone. 2. Open WhatsApp and send a simple hi. 3. Follow the menu to start banking. It's that easy. TISA Bank. Banking on change.
Digital Business. We help grow your business with secure, reliable, and cost-effective ICT solutions. We will manage your technology so you can power your vision for your business with the best solutions to offer. Accelerate your business growth with Digital Business Cloud Solutions with cloud platform services, disaster recovery as a service, and backup as a service. Talk to our cloud solutions experts today. Digital Business. Better solutions for better business.
Missing the headlines that matter the most? Only one better way to stay up to date. TVWAN Online. One click on tvwan.com.pg. Access PNG's breaking news, top stories, international news, and the latest in sports and entertainment. Visit tvwan.com.pg wherever you are in PNG and bookmark it to your home screen. TVWAN Online, the news source you can trust, just one click away.
T20 World Cup after 17 years. This is what you play for. This is what creates memories of some of the greatest players in the game.
When I see this red dust, I feel like I'm home.
It is a gamble. It might not pay off, but every chance you get to find new gold, you got to take it.
Anything can go wrong right here.
There's 2 ton hanging over Alex. It only takes one mistake.
Holy!
Get out of there, Bridgie and Danny.
Start of our season, and it could be the end of our season.
Aussie Gold Hunters, tonight 7:30 on Discovery.
Thanks for staying with us. In regional news, the parents of Matilda, the youngest victim of the Bondi terror attack, don't believe proposed hate speech laws will prevent future violence.
The past few weeks have obviously been very difficult for you. How have you both been going?
Crying a lot. Like for me, it's a lot of crying.
Yeah, a bit of crying. So as I've been saying, it's kind of like a emotional roller coaster.
What went through your minds when you heard that first shot?
I thought it was firecrackers, and I told Michael, what a bad joke. Someone wants to scare us, like they know it's Jewish celebration and they did it on purpose just next to us to scare. And Michael looked at that point and he saw that it's not a joke, it's actually shooting.
When I got there, like she was already hurt, and I was just trying to stop the bleeding. So I took off my shirt, pretty much stuffed it into like where her wound was, and Yeah, it was like it might have all been just small amount of time, but it really felt long time.
What would you like Matilda's legacy to be?
I want that bridge to be in place. I don't want it to be demolished. I want it to be in place, so people can go on it and look at the park from the highest point and feel that pain that was just in front of them. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's good point to observe that place.
What would you like to see happen? There's new hate speech laws that the federal government is trying to get passed. New South Wales is also...
I don't trust federal government to pass any laws. They're going to say this is for your protection, but laws are rarely for protection. They are usually to control people, and usually control law-abiding people and not the criminals, because criminals do not care about any laws you make about any speech or any guns. They will find their way. When the government tried to rush any laws, especially after some tragedy, they're never good.
Members of Parliament have observed a moment of silence and delivered condolences to the victims of last month's Bondi terror attack. They've returned to Canberra early to debate gun law, reform and hate speech laws in response to the December massacre.
Yeah, pretty solemn mood in Parliament today, Joe, as you could imagine. There are about 120 members of the public, including some Jewish leaders, who are watching on as various MPs speak to this condolence motion, and that's still going on in both the House and the Senate at the moment. We've heard from not only the leaders of both parties, but independent MP Allegra Spender as well. Of course, her electorate takes in Bondi, where that terror attack unfolded in December. We did hear a story. I was just listening to Tony Burke, the Home Affairs Minister, tell a story about Ahmed Al-Ahmed, who of course we've been hearing about so much in recent weeks as one of the heroes of the Bondi attack. He was talking about it being such a hot night and they decided to go to the beach, and he went to a couple of different coffee shops to try and get a cup of coffee, couldn't get into any of them, and then was invited into the Hanukkah event by a rabbi. And of course it was there where he of course was such a hero on that night. So we're hearing those sort of personal stories that MPs have collected, I suppose, over the last few weeks following the Bondi terror attack. Now, one of the really emotional speeches came from Mark Dreyfus. He was talking about the quieter homes that the families and friends of the 15 victims have returned to, and when I was watching on in the gallery, you could see a few MPs wiping away tears after that. Take a listen.
For every person murdered, there are families and friends left behind, a home left quieter, clothes still hanging in wardrobes, photos on walls that will never be updated, children asking when someone is coming home, a seat left empty at the dinner table, a laugh no longer heard, the longing for one more word, one moment, one more chance to say what was left unsaid.
As I said, we were hearing from various MPs talking about families of the victims that they've spoken to in recent weeks, but also members of the broader Jewish community, and talking about the rise in anti-Semitism that they've experienced in recent years. We did hear from Liberal MP Julian Leese there. He was talking about this issue in particular and calling for more leadership.
Bondi represents a moment of choice. Will we stay in the political cul-de-sac that we've been in for over 800 days, or will we tackle the sources and causes of anti-Semitism in this country? Will our leaders continue to treat anti-Semitism and violence against Jews as a political problem to manage rather than the moral and cultural problem that it is?
And Evelyn, what's happening with legislation in the wake of the Bondi terror attack on both guns and hate speech?
The main movement on this, Joe, will be tomorrow. We're expecting that gun changes will pass with the support of the Greens. But in terms of what will happen with hate laws, that's still unclear. For the government to get anything through Parliament, it does need the support of either the opposition or the Greens in the Senate. Now, in its original bill, which covered all of gun laws and hate speech, the government couldn't get the support it needed. So it's now split that up, as I said, looking like it's got the support of the Greens with guns. But in terms of hate, they're still hoping to get the support of the opposition. It's been stripped back. It no longer includes a racial vilification offence. That's something the Jewish community wanted as protection, but others had raised concerns about freedom of speech. So really what it focuses on instead is cracking down on so-called hate groups like organised neo-Nazis, hate preachers, and also giving the government stronger powers to be able to cancel visas of people spreading hate. So there are currently negotiations going on behind the scenes between the opposition and the government. So potentially today or tomorrow we will hear about some sort of resolution, because from the government's perspective, they're certainly hoping to strike a deal on this.
A body has been found among the wreckage of a fisheries surveillance plane that went missing in South Sulawesi province in Indonesia. Indonesian authorities said the body of one of the 10 people on board the plane was discovered on Sunday on the slope of a fog-covered mountain. The ATR 42-500 turboprop owned by Aviation Group in Indonesia Air Transport lost contact with air traffic control on Saturday about 1:30 p.m. local time around the Marcos region in South Sulawesi. The head of South Sulawesi's rescue agency said 1,200 personnel would be deployed to search for the missing people on board the flight. Residents in low-lying areas of Rockhampton in central Queensland are under flood watch, with the Fitzroy River set to reach a moderate flood level on Wednesday. Flows have been slowly moving through the catchment following a deluge of rain in northern and western parts of the state.
Look, as you can see, the Fitzroy River is starting to rise. At the latest height, it was around 5.9 metres. We're standing on the veranda of the Fitzroy Motorboat Club. What ordinarily is some car parks has been flooded with water, but as you said, it is going to be a moderate level, so not that major level. Those flows have been coming from the Mackenzie River for quite a few days. We've known for a few days that it's been coming after those deluges of rain in Claremont. The Flood Watch and Act warnings are in place for places like Depot Hill, Narimbra and Bersica. We're expecting about 480 homes to be impacted, but that will mostly just be waters in backyards.
And so what are the next couple of days going to look like?
Yeah, so we're expecting that peak to hit on Wednesday. So already we've had some minor roads closed, car parks, sports fields, and some of those are closed already. So we expect to see those flows to come through and see some more riverside facilities come up. But as a reminder, as always, if it's flooded, forget it. There's sandbacking stations open across Rockhampton and Yeppoon. So those who still need to prepare their properties are advised to get in now and to prepare those properties. At the moment, the airport is not expected to close. It has to get to quite a high level for that to happen. And the council has another barrier they can put in place, which they haven't done yet. So we're not expecting that airport to close. And the floods that everyone talks about is the 2011 floods, and we're not expecting anywhere near as high as those ones. But just a reminder, as always, if it's flooded, forget it, and to stay out of those floodwaters.
A massive fire that swept through a multi-story shopping centre in Pakistan's largest southern city of Karachi has killed at least 3 people and injured about a dozen others, according to police and rescue officials. Firefighters and rescue workers rushed through the Gal Plaza shortly after 10 p.m. Saturday local time following reports of the blaze, officials said. Gal Plaza is a wholesale market that sells home decor, clothing, toy and electronics. According to local media, most shop owners were closing their stores or had already left when the fire broke out and spread quickly. And that ends the news segment. Coming up in sports, PNG recruits signed in London and Laos defeated.
In today's fast-moving world, visibility and presence is everything. But how do you make sure your brand or message stands out? You need a partner that offers a 360-degree advertising solution, covering every touchpoint, every platform, and every screen. From concept creation to media buying, from our own TV stations and website to premium content and powerful digital campaigns, from billboards to bulk SMS that reaches millions, and high-quality production that brings your vision to life. Wherever your audience is, Trend Media will place you in the spotlight. Call Trend Media now on 7222-0210 or email trendmediapng@digitalpacific.com. Trend Media, your 360-degree advertising and digital partner.
Join Digicel and enjoy the network that rewards you with a whole lot more. Activate a new Digicel prepaid SIM and get 2 gigs data plus 20 minutes free Digicel to Digicel talk for 3 months. Get your first month's reward instantly with no spend required. Spend 30 or more for your rewards in months 2 and 3. So what are you waiting for? Get your new SIM at any Digicel outlet or agent today and enjoy free talk and free data only with Digicel.
The NBA on ESPN is happening now. We don't know who's going to catch fire or who will shock the world. We don't know which bucket will break some hearts, who's showing up courtside, if dynasties will ever dynasty again. And we don't know which play will become a poster. But we do know that for tip-off, Christmas, finals, and everywhere in between, stop playing with me. ESPN is your home for hoops.
You didn't even say goodbye.
Did something happen?
Nothing.
You know that I'll keep waiting for you, right?
This is Gospel Africa.
You will always win. You will always win. You've never lost a battle. You've never lost a battle. You will always win. You will always win. You've never lost a battle. You've never lost a battle. You will always win. You will always win. You've never lost a battle. You've never lost a battle. You will always win. You will always win. You've never lost a battle. You've never lost a battle. You will always win. You will always win. You will always win.
This is Gospel Africa.
In sports, Solomon Kings FC made a winning start to the OFC Pro League as they overcame 10-man PNG Hekari FC in the final match of the weekend at Eden Park. The final two teams to make their competition bow, both coaches were determined to make up for the wait and lay down an early marker in round one.
Cross comes in.
Expectations were high as both teams fielded starting lineups packed with attacking intent, and there was no shortage of commitment in the opening 45 minutes. PNG Hekari FC occasionally probed at the other end, but hearts were in mouths for Marcos Guzmao's side when goalkeeper Dave Tomare was shown a red card for handling the ball outside the area. PNG Hekari's attempts at breaking the deadlock became more challenging just after the break, when Atikepo appeared to lace out at Robbie Leslie, brandishing a yellow card. Both sides responded to the challenge in dynamic with substitutions. Japanese forward Shota Higashi, with the first touch since entering the field, connected with a low cross from William Komasi to put Solomon Kings in front. Solomon Kings comfortably held on despite not adding to their lead, securing a crucial opening match victory. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports. Papua New Guinea Rugby League players made a strong statement in England, playing a crucial role in London Broncos' 40-12 victory over Wydust Vikings in the opening round of the Challenge Cup at Wendyblon's Cherry Road Records Stadium yesterday. Kumul centre Alex Max led the charge with 2 tries, and fellow outside back Robert Matthias grabbed himself a single and presented the new coach Jason Dimitriou with his first win with the club. Max crossed for the Broncos' first and final tries.
Kids heads in! Okay, shot clock off! Yeah, on you, out!
And now here come London through the middle, and it's Alex Max again that's over. And another try in what is going to be an emphatic win to kickstart the London Broncos 2026 season.
While Max and Matthias registered their names on the score sheet, fellow PNG teammates, fullback Morem More Jr., prop Apple Capinius, and playmaker Gaira Voro all made their Broncos debut.
And it's quick hands from Morea. Morea does a pass on the outside, but they may not need it here, London! And it is a try for another debutant in Alex Max.
Meanwhile, teammates Finley Glare and Jeremiah Simbican, who have also signed with the club, did not feature in the championship opener, but are expected to play in the Broncos' next Challenge Cup match on January 25th. Coach Jason Dimitriou said the strong start was important in building momentum and attracting new supporters to the club. He said football would be key to growing the game in London and earning their promotion into the Super League. Dimitriou further said the growing PNG contingent, along with some NRL experience in the likes of Regan Campbell-Gillard and Dean Hawkins, is central to London's ambition of earning promotion into the Super League. Jihud Vikings are through to the KCK Rigo Rice Cup playoffs for the staggering 300,000 kina cash prize and the cup after defeating Gerahud 3 Bulls in the Leg 1 Grand Final yesterday at Bava Park. The local Gerahud derby took off to a great start, with both sides exchanging try for try and tied up 8-all at the half-time siren. The more determined Jihud Vikings outfit put on a spirited performance in the second half to come up with the only try. The all-important try ultimately proved the match winner. The victorious Vikings walked home with 10,000 kina prize money and a ticket to the cup playoffs. The heartbroken Bulls settled for the second place, grabbing 5,000 kina cash and also a pass into the cup playoffs. The ICC Women's T20 World Cup Qualifier 2026 commenced on Sunday, January 18th in Nepal, marking the 7th edition of the tournament and the final gateway to the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in England and Wales later this year. The opening match yesterday, the Netherlands, Ireland, Bangladesh and Thailand recorded victories in Nepal.
The national women's cricket team PNG Lewas suffered defeat against Ireland in a 41-run win as promising starts, with the bet untimely went unrewarded. Despite a disciplined bowling performance led by Hannah Tau's impressive 4 for 25, which kept Ireland to 146 for 6, the Lewas were unable to build partnerships in the chase, ending the game 105 for 6 in the 20th over match. Several batters got in full, but to convert their starts and Ireland's collective bowling effort applied consistent pressure throughout the innings. In the end, the lack of capitalization proved costly, handing PNG a loss despite competitiveness in both departments. Lawas captain Brenda Tau, despite the loss, is confident in the team, admitting that the competition is tough, but they will do their best.
It's not the first time the Lawas PNG has competed in the global qualifiers. We've been given opportunities like this, and we've qualified in the EAP tournaments qualifications, and we've been here before. And of course, we do know it's not going to be easy. There will be really hard challenges coming along our way, but we know that as a team, we believe and trust in each other, and yeah, see how it goes.
Also featured in the event is Konio Oala, who is among the 5 players eyed for top performance. The Papua New Guinea opener has only played 19 international matches, but the hard-hitting right-hander is already earning a reputation as a match winner. Oala has received praise for her high performance on the pitch.
Konya is a really important player in the team. It's really good to know that she has been featured on the ICC page as one of the top 5 players to compete. And, I'm really proud of her as a captain.
With just 4 qualification spots on offer, the global qualifier promises high-intensity cricket, where consistency across both the group stage and the Super 6 will be crucial to securing a World Cup berth. Susan Oriape, TVWAN Sports.
The opening leg of the 2026 EGMAC Rugby League 9's Tri-Series concluded with a thrilling grand final showdown between the two Rabaul teams. Newcomers Rabaul Marist defeated 2025 defending champions Page Park Cowboys 8-4 in a physical affair. Marist won 5,000 kina for their victory, while the Cowboys took home 3,000 kina as runners-up. Both teams showcased skills and speed, but Marist's strong defense kept them until full time.
The new kids on the block, Rabaul Marist, put on a thrilling performance on Sunday to outclass 2025 champions Page Park Cowboys, taking out the first leg of the EGMAC Rugby League 9's Tri-Series at the Gilligil Resettlement Sports Oval, Kambu LLG Rabaul District. Despite a slow start to day 1 of the tournament, teams quickly found their rhythm to progress to the top 8 semi-final process on Sunday, which culminated in the grand final decider between the two Rabaul teams. To reach the final, Marist and Cowboys overcame Kokopo rivals Razorbacks and the United Brothers, setting the stage for the grand final held at the Gilligil Resettlement Sports Oval on Sunday. EGMAC Rabaul Rugby League 9's Tri-Series Tournament Director Paul Joseph thanked everyone involved, from match officials, team managers and players, for ensuring this year's series kicked off on Saturday and ended successfully on Sunday.
We moved to round 2, which we will have 3rd and 4th player for sure, and then the prize money increases until the 3rd weekend down at Queen's Park. We will have the last one, which will also have the 3rd and 4th player as well. So it's a slow start for tournaments like this, but once the game gets going, it's, as you can hear, everybody's on the toes, and referees have been put under pressure, but they're the ones in control. Once again, a big bonatuna to Gaza Sports Authority. The governor was here this morning, as usual. We are very thankful for continued support for our game.
Round 1 of the women's competition will kick off in leg 2 of the series, which is this coming weekend. 4 teams ready to challenge each other, featuring United Sisters, Murray Reds, MFS Cowgirls, and HK Rabaul Panthers. The 3rd and final leg is scheduled for January 31 at Queen's Park in Rabaul. The overall Tri-Series winner will receive 10,000 kina and runners-up 7,000 kina. For the women's, the winners will get 5,000 kina, runner-up 3,500. Terry Long with TV1 Sports.
21-year-old sprinter Joy Tieba has taken up a 2-year scholarship to Nearshore Community College in Kansas under the Oceania Australia Foundation Scholarship Program. Tieba is of mixed East New Britain province and Oro parentage, but was brought up in Goroka and has been part of the NSI Athlete Development Program in recent years. In conjunction with Junior College in the USA, the foundation have been providing full scholarships to Pacific Island athletes for many years, and previous PNG recipients. Joy had her first taste of indoor competition on Sunday, only 4 days after arriving in Kansas. Running in Marysville, Missouri, she clocked an impressive 60.62 seconds in the 400 meters. Kokopo's major landmark and East New Britain Agma Gurria's original home ground, the Callabon Oval, is undergoing a significant transformation with the construction of a state-of-the-art stadium, with plans to extend the stadium's boundaries to increase its seating capacity, enabling it to host international sporting events. The local building contractor, Rabaul Metal Industries, have been entrusted with the rebuilding phase, which is tentatively scheduled for completion before the year ends.
The redevelopment of the Callabon Rugby League facility in Kokopo is a major investment and part of an initiative led by the East New Britain province under the leadership of Governor Michael Marum. This development not only reflects a commitment to promoting sports and community activities, but also aims to boost the local economy by attracting larger events and fans from around the region. The upgrade of the Callabon facility is expected to become a cornerstone for sports and recreational activities not only in East New Britain but the entire New Guinea Islands. In an exclusive interview, Governor Marum has revealed that according to updates on the progress of work provided by the building contractor, there's been some issues with shipment of materials apart from complying with the building requirements and standards set by the Provincial Building and Physical Planning Board.
Turning up but again, there were some delays in shipment of materials. I was told, according to reports they're sending through, and also building board and physical planning and all those documentations. So I think it's clear now. So they probably put the structures up next week, I've been told.
Governor said the new Callabon facelift will see the extension of the goalpost boundaries extended towards the netball courts, while the eastern stands extended by 5 meters. He added that the proposed upgrades will see an increase in seating capacity to around 15,000.
And that's increasing capacity to 15,000 seats. So we're extending the eastern side grandstand further out, as you can see towards the netball pitch there. Yeah, so there's a big fence coming up, and also 10 corporate boxes, proper, air conditioned, enough for 30 people, plus a big corporate lounge. Where you can also bigger facilities, just like NFS, a mini version of NFS.
Marum said the new facility will have 10 corporate boxes fully air-conditioned that can cater for 30 people with a bigger corporate lounge just like the NFS.
And by doing that is through sports tourism again, but also this World Cup coming up end of this year. And we're talking more line finishes and we're able to host this because if we have the right facility, we can do that. Again, these people when they come here, they don't want to look at Callabon, that's all. All I look at what else do we have outside? Because they need fields to train on, they need fields to play the trials on. So hopefully we get an international match end of this year. So I know I can put some people around there. So.
Governor is very optimistic that the new sport facility will open up more opportunities for East New Britain to host major international sporting events, including the QRL Host Plus Cup matches being the original home ground of the SPPNG Hunters. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Papua New Guinea Touch Federation has announced the coaches, trainers and team managers for PNG Touch national teams. The Federation prepares for the upcoming Asia Pacific Open's Touch Cup 2026 tournament, which will be hosted from April 23rd to 26th in Australia. The coaches announced will be in charge of mentoring the 3 respective teams. Open Men's, Open Women's and Mixed Open. The appointed coaches, trainers and team management officials will see some experienced hands taking on the roles with expectations of having the team primed for the Asia Pacific Opens in Australia this April. The coaches include Andrew Aripita, Martin Joffe and Geoffrey Agum. Trainers are Eugene Eka, former national men's team captain, and Johannes Dame. Simon Nwabo was appointed Open Men's team manager, Elmo Pasiro, Open Mixed team manager, and Samuel Kenny, Open Women team manager, and Dia Muri, team physio. TFPNG President Stephen Quim said, after announcing its train-on squad, a formal notice was issued out to all associations on Wednesday, January 14th, calling on applications to be sent in for coaches, team managers and trainers. Quim said, after the close of application on Friday, January 16th, the Federation went through screening the application and made the appointments based on selection criteria. He stressed that due to the short turnaround time, the Federation had to make appointments from the applicants they had. The appointed coaches will now work alongside the team managers in preparation for next month's training camp in Port Moresby. The final squad will be announced straight after the training camp. Now the weather report.
Regional forecast. Southern, Port Moresby cloudy with some rain showers. Daru, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Lae partly cloudy. Vanimo mostly fine, partly cloudy tonight with chances of few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokoporo Baal mostly cloudy with some rain showers. Kimbe, showers easing to partly cloudy with then some rain and thunderstorms later in the night. And Highlands region, Menditari and Wabeg partly cloudy, becoming cloudy this evening with some rain showers and isolated thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Pearl Sea. Seas rough to very rough with west to northwest winds of 20 to 33 knots, reaching 45 knots at times. Solomon Sea. Seas rough and very rough along its western part with northwest winds of 15 to 20 knots, reaching 30 to 40 knots along its western part. Bismarck Sea. Seas rough to very rough with northwest winds of 20 to 33 knots, reaching up to 48 knots at some areas. Pacific Ocean. Seas rough with northwest winds of 15 to 30 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, Karama Yule Island, Hood Point to Summer Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands. And waters of Fincherfen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Island to Madang. Seas 2 to 3 meters rising to 4 meters at times.
And that ends the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by